Hello everyone to the April 2024 acquisitions video. Doing a bit of traveling again, a few interesting pieces were found, so let's get to it. Picked up in and from Poland is this small but great assortment of Polish patterns showing the last 3 generations of their camouflage. First is a Rogatywka hat bearing one of the old Amora patterns, which was actually found at a souvenir kiosk by the Westerplatte Memorial, the site of the First Battle of the Second World War. To its left is a jacket with the WZ-89 Puma, a short-lived pattern adopted right after the Mora and right before the third pattern, the latest iteration of the current field uniform with the Pantera camouflage, the standard, but likely not for long, of the Polish Armed Forces. Moving down into Czechia, these 2 tops were found, one from Czechoslovakia and the other from neighboring Hungary. The Czech one is their older iteration of the rain pattern, a camouflage seen and used by numerous Warsaw Pact nations through much of the Cold War. The Hungarian is a newer M1990 woodland that's currently being phased out. And to round off the trip, our pieces found in Austria, all of which were, well, Austrian. To start is their slow-to-phase-out solid green uniform, which has been worn, granted in different cut styles, for decades now. Austria is one of the few, if only, instances of a country retiring a camouflage for a solid colored uniform, but soon they'll be once again a part of the camouflage crew. Next to it is a very common pattern, but in a much less common configuration. A UN badge 3-colored desert DCU used by Austrian forces abroad on missions during the 2000s. Apart from the badging, the only differences are the inclusion of hook and loop for name tape and ID, as well as solid tan shoulder tabs held in place by non-BDU buttons. One final uniform that was also found in Vienna is a bit of a mystery, as the pattern appears to be a Chinese clone of the Spec Forces Afghan woodland used by the Afghan National Army. However, the cut is of French influence, which is frequently seen utilized by a few African countries. Coupled with the brand being Magforce, it's a good chance it was, or at least was intended for, a certain force in or around the region of West Africa. But anyway, that wraps up all the pieces found during April. Be sure to come on back next month for May.